Let's see. All right. I think we got it. Uploaded to my videos. I don't know why that would be uploaded to my videos, but okay. All right. Are we going? Is it showing up? It's showing up. Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Nothing but problems, but we are okay. Good little pump, shoulder pump going. Basson, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you. Just hit back today. Couldn't do biceps, still recovering. Hit them tomorrow. Nice. Back is it, man. Sometimes it's it. Hit the compound movements. Feeling good, I hope. How was the workout? I'm just getting after some shoulders here today. Get legs tomorrow. And then we do one more kind of arm pump day on Sunday. And then that's it for week 3. But hope you're feeling good, brother. Hope things are going well. That's it. Sometimes you got to listen to the body and just take the breaks it's telling you it needs. Question for you, bro. Capital city of Kenya, very small in the sense of when you've been avoiding going places. That's a good question. So I don't know. Historically, like there's different types of thinking. I think when it comes to like workout was good, good man. Some things really want to go. Yeah, that I understand because I'm kind of like you in that situation. I just want to hopefully not see the person because my thing is like I know some people believe in being friends with like their exes and stuff like that. I'm not that guy. My thing is like if we break up and we like separate or whatever, there's usually a good reason for it. So my thing is just I'm the type to just not talk to them ever again or not want to talk to them ever again. So yeah, I'm kind of like you. I'd try to avoid them. If it's close knit, try taking up a new activity. Like try picking something that maybe you know that she's not into and try to make that like a focus. Try to avoid places you're like confident that she might be. Usually you're bound to bump in. Yeah, so they can't really help it, right? So I mean, the key is to try to work on getting to the point where it doesn't matter if you bump into her. Like now, so I'm kind of the same way because like usually I'm someone who like kind of cares about people pretty deeply. So if I'm in a relationship with you, chances are I like you quite a bit. So my thing is like I need to distance myself from that to be able to like mentally separate myself. So yeah, so I think getting to a place where you don't really care if you bump into her anymore is kind of the real goal. Where it doesn't matter if you bump into her because she doesn't mean anything to you in that way anymore. So I think like try like maybe if I don't know if you journal. I find journaling is something that helps me a lot. And when you journal, the tendency when you care about someone or you're in love is to I find is always to find the good and to ignore the bad. Sorry, yeah, hit a bit of a freeze there. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I think the tendency when you're in love with somebody or you really care about somebody is to think about the good and ignore the bad. So I was saying start journaling and try to sit back and look at a lot of the times that you were with her and try to view it through a different lens. And I find, especially if you've broken up or someone's cheated on somebody, I bet if you take the time and you look at it, you'll find a lot more times where you kind of ignored the bad and focused on the good. So that would be my advice. And as you do that and you start like focusing on the bad that there was, you'll start to kind of like break that off from the relationship and separate it. And you'll start to realize that, like, okay, who cares if I see her? Because she was actually probably pretty crappy in some ways, right? And yeah. And then just like prioritize you, right? Prioritize your mental health, your well being, and getting back to being okay with yourself. Maybe look at the things that you gave up. Because most people in relationships, they give something up and they start focusing on the relationship, right? So, like, find the thing that you love. If it's working out, make it working out. If it's like bike riding, go on bike rides every day. Like, if it's reading, give yourself an hour to just read every day and like reestablish the things that you love. If it's gaming, game, right? And like, before you know it, you start prioritizing the things that you care about, looking back at the relationship, look at the things that maybe weren't as good as you kind of convinced yourself they were. And then before you know it, yeah, you'll bump into her and it won't matter anymore. You'll just be like, okay, there's that girl that I dated for a time. And but don't be surprised when you get to that point and you start like you bump into her and you're just like, hey, what's up? And you just go on about your business. More than likely, she will want to start hanging out again. So why did we ever break up and blah blah blah? Because that's typically how it goes, right? Or at least that's what I find. Oh my gosh, shoulders are pretty toast. That would be my advice, though. Sorry, I saw you said something. Today was a beautiful event. Fact, she would be there, but I really wanted to go and just held off because I didn't want to be at home. Should enjoy my night. Yeah, and I think that's the perfect way to be, man. Don't avoid it. Like, don't actively avoid it if you know she's going to be there, because you're going to bump in. If you said if it's that small, you're going to bump into her anyway. So you may as well start getting it out of the way now. But yeah, I think in terms of handling it, you got to start just kind of, being nonchalant about it, or like, who cares about it? Sorry, we're going to go into rear delts here. Because I know it sucks, man. It's hard because I'm very much the same way. Like, I'd rather just not see the people if we've broken up for a reason. I don't care to be friends with any of my exes. We're exes for a reason, is the way I think about it. I know it's kind of harsh and whatever, but I don't know. I also think it's kind of reality, right? So I already get a bit of a shoulder pump. I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah. I hope that's good advice. That's a tough question, though. I think everybody deals with those things differently. Like, my wife is like one of the sweetest, kind-hearted people I know, and she's friends with most of her exes. They don't hang out or anything, but they're like friendly. Like, they'll text and talk, and I mean, some of them are right guys, but when she tells me what she went through with them, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like, I wouldn't want to be that person's friend, but it is what it is, right? Like, no, we're just good friends, and okay, like, that's fine. Nice pump. Thanks, man. Yeah, I hope it's useful. Thanks. I appreciate the pump. Thoughts. I'm hopefully getting stronger here. Yeah, man, you'll be good. If you just keep with it, just keep not worrying about the other side, and run into her. You're already halfway there. The fact that you see her that way, like you said, you see her as someone wicked and deceiving, you're already like 90% of the way there, right? I'd say the next step is just make the commitment to yourself that like I'm never going to be with someone wicked deceiving. I'm never going to allow myself to be with a person like that. And then you're there, man. There's nothing, you know. All right. Shrugs. And some shrugs in between here. Where's the question today? Oh, I had a question up earlier. I crashed. Sorry, let me put it back up. What's your top video game series? So, yeah, what's your top video game series? If you guys play video games or you have in the past, or you have a Omar Jordan, what's going on, brother? Thanks for being here. Yeah, it's been a bit. Hope you're doing all right. I haven't seen you in the last couple of streams there. I also missed one or two streams. I haven't been feeling 100% for a little bit there, so but I'm doing good. I'm back at it, feeling good. I only missed about 2 or 3 streams, I think. And then when I'm on the road for work, Jordan, sometimes my streams are at different hours. So like next week I'm gonna be on the road, so you may not see me at the same time that you usually see me, but you'll definitely see me on. Yeah, so you don't have to necessarily have to put your favorite video game series if you're not a big gamer, but maybe you have your favorite like TV show based on a video game or Uncharted. That's a good one. So I've never played through all of them. I think I played through one of them. What'd you think of the movie with what's his name? Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. Did you like it? I heard mixed reviews from fans of the series. Movie is all right, but the game is amazing. Awesome. 212 subs. Yeah, man, Jordan, we're getting there. Different times when you live streaming. It's midnight. Yeah, I know it's hard for you, man, but I appreciate you being here when you can. Yeah, 212. We're on our way to 500. So if you know anybody, please send it. The Michael Jackson movie. Oh, have you watched it? I've heard it's really good, actually. I haven't checked it out. But I always like Michael Jackson, so I'm going to probably watch it. I am going to watch it, yeah, for sure. In fact, they use real myths and legends looking for treasure. Yeah, that's really cool when games do that. I like that a lot. It's so good. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm a fan of his catalog of music and stuff, so I was hoping it would be good. But I've heard a couple people that have seen it. They said it was really good, so probably take my wife to check it out. She's a big Jackson fan, so. Mine is Resident Evil, I would say. Always been a big Resident Evil fan. I'm kind of bummed about the movies because they've never like all the movies have been really like campy and weird. They've never really made a good one. And then now they're making a new one where it's kind of just like a zombie horror flick in the theme of Resident Evil, from what I understand. I just saw the trailer yesterday, but mine's SD Kid, Michael Jackson. SD Kid, what's SD Kid? I don't know that. Michael Jackson, yeah, Michael Jackson's solid, man. He had a good catalog of albums. But yeah, Resident Evil is probably my all-time favorite. I used to love the horror games like Resident Evil, Silent Hill. I used to like have a basement apartment, so I'd play those like till late in the night, even if I had like school and or work the next day. I'd play them pretty late. This is all before kids, obviously. But yeah, get freaked out. All right, rear delt flies is next, but yeah, what's going on? Thanks for being here. But yeah, so still a fan of those. I just wish they could make a half decent movie out of Resident Evil. That would be awesome. I know they're like cult classics and stuff, but they're super campy and kind of dumb in comparison to the actual like gaming experience. But hey guys, if you're new here, please drop a subscribe. I appreciate you. Your phone is so laggy. Yeah, I don't know. You keep saying that you're having problems with lags, but it's funny when I started my stream, Nia, I had some problem too. It was getting like kind of stuck and just like bouncing back. It was only showing about a few minutes of the stream. So I had to actually end it and restart. But it seems to be okay now. I've already had one crash today, so hopefully it lets me get through the whole rest of my stream without one. Oh, rear delt is always good, but yeah, does it seem to be working now, Nia, or is it still giving you trouble? It's funny, without having to lift heavy weights, I find my shoulders always get a really good pump now, so I'm gonna hopefully keep it that way. It's a little bit of a superset here with these because I tend to go a little lighter on these two movements. But it all works out. Do you guys have a favorite video game like series, movie, or TV show? I watched the first season and a bit of that new Fallout one. It was pretty good. If I had to choose like a series, but I'm gonna try 30 here. And yeah, I was wondering, you guys, I know Bassam, I don't know if you're still here, but we were talking about the potential of having merch and stuff. And yeah, that's well on its way. I think I'm gonna actually put some stuff up and post some stuff in my posts on the channel. If you guys see those, where you guys might be able to take a look and see what you think is good in terms of designs. Oh god, it's a tough 10. I feel like I strained my shoulder there a bit at the start, but yeah, so I don't know if you guys check out the posts and stuff that I put on my channel, but I'm gonna try putting some of those up. Thought about doing a shirt with a QR code on it that takes you to the YouTube channel. Lightweight. Yeah, super lightweight, but so far so good. Just trying to get like that little crunch out of my shoulder. I feel like working some rotator cuffs doing that is easy, but we're getting a good pump. That's all that matters. Shoulders looking wide and thick. Hopefully they keep getting thicker for the wifey there. What about you, babe? Do you have some design ideas? No, you do. Some design ideas for merch? Oh, we're gonna go down. Maybe. Awesome. I'm gonna post some in my post so everybody can kind of vote on them and let me know what they think is the best one to put up. I'm gonna start putting some up for purchase. Rear delt's just smoked. All right. I always find Fridays we don't get as many people in the stream, but again, guys, if you interested, please share out the link to some friends of yours, even to your stories, anything on Instagram. Just the more people we can get flowing into the community here, the better. So that's 3. We're gonna move on to some lateral raises. What about you, babe? What's your favorite video game series? If you had to pick one. Interested to hear what this one is. Or if you have one. Sometimes she can't hear me because she's doing her own thing when she watches the stream, but got Bassam. Resident Evil for the entertainment. Nice. Good ways to grow your medial delt without doing lateral raises. That's a tough one. So high pulls is a good one. Bassam, the ones I was just doing there are light, but the limiting factor could be if you have like a rotator cuff injury or weak rotator cuffs. I have weak rotator cuffs, which is why I was using Hogwarts for sure for your hot. I was waiting for you to say Hogwarts. So yeah, that'll work a little bit for through your traps, your medial delt, Bassam. But hard part is if you have some rotator cuff weakness. That's my problem. So I have to go pretty light on it, but it still creates like a crazy burn. And if you don't like laterals, there's tons of different ways to still do a lateral movement, but to get a different type of stimulus, different type of contraction. So if you're having like trouble doing the dumbbell lateral raises, you can do them different ways. Like my dumbbells are broken right now, so I'm doing the cable laterals like this, leaning back. I do two types of laterals when I'm doing cables, which you'll be able to see in a second here. I'll show you both types. So you can do them that way. There's just one exercise, but I feel like I should be doing at least 4 sets to grow. Rest of my arm. Yeah, so I would always recommend, so with shoulders, the one thing I always recommend is having a compound movement in there and whatever you want to do for a compound movement. So one, you could do like a seated shoulder press with dumbbells. You could do a dumbbell press with the full Olympic bar like I was doing earlier. That'll all help. Um, you'll see a lot of videos of guys that have actually done like the tracker of where it's getting more contraction, and usually it's more the front delt when you're doing that compound movement, but you're using the total delt and you're able to lift heavier. So it's a bit of a trade-off. It's a bit of a strength exercise, but you will see some growth in your medial delt from that. Yeah, guys, thanks for joining. If you're new, please drop a subscribe. We're trying to hit 500. We've already hit our 200 mark. We're still growing. We're going to hit that 500 by the end of summer. Would appreciate if you guys are part of the community. Please drop a like, a subscribe, everything you can. So yeah, I'd recommend Bassam keeping some sort of a press in there, some sort of a compound movement, laterals. And then other than that, make sure you're hitting every head of the delt. So make sure you're hitting something for the front delts, which you will be if you're doing a press, something for the rear delts, whether it be a fly, like a wide grip high row, face pulls, something like that. And then you always want to train your traps too, right? Whether it be on your back day heavy or on your shoulder day, because they kind of go hand in hand. You don't want to have these big wide shoulders and then nothing in your trap going up to your neck, and then you kind of have a pencil neck. Nobody wants that. Oh, killer. So again, guys, appreciate you being here. But hi, Tata. That's my little girl. And hi, Ari girl, if you're watching too. Love you. Yeah, I see laterals. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell, like, the pump I get from laterals. You can kind of see, like, everything just starts separating. I always start with my compound first, and that just seems to get, like, a decent pump. And then as I move to the other exercises, you kind of see it work its way throughout my shoulder. So this is my every other week. I do my shoulder, like, health exercises because I always had kind of, like, wonky shoulders. So you saw me doing that, like, really light high pull earlier, just really controlled. That's more for, like, it does hit my delts, but it's also kind of more for traps, control, and keeping my shoulders depressed. So a little bit of rotator cuff. And then I do this other exercise, which you're going to see next here when I'm doing my one type of lateral raise, where I basically pull in, hammer press up, and then kind of slowly lower them down to my legs. And I do that pretty light. And again, trying to keep my shoulders like depressed when I push up and when I'm coming down, so I don't shrug up as I'm coming down. And that also works like different areas of the rotator cuff and just stability of the shoulder. So I do that every other week just to make sure my whole shoulders stay healthy. Because I get a lot of like knots in my shoulder blades and stuff like that. And I think a lot of that's to do from like weak rotator cuffs, weak stabilizer muscles, carrying around my potato sack children often, my babies, my muscular babies. Oh. Ooh. I joke saying my potato sack baby, my muscular babies. It's because they're all like, I've been very blessed. I have very healthy babies that are good weights, very strong. My 2-year-old can carry around like the bag of rice or the bag of potatoes by herself already. I'm going to put this in the middle here so you guys kind of see what I'm talking about. So this is the one shoulder health exercise I'm talking about. So you'll see me kind of come up, press. I do about 8 of these, 8 to 10 of these. One more. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Darius? My American compadre. It's awesome. How's it going, brother? You been good? Did you have a good workout today? Or is today a rest day for you? I can't remember. I know you're feeling a little off too, so I get it if we took a rest day. All right, going down one here. So we're gonna do some face pulls. Gonna work out later. Nice. Awesome, man. Glad you're feeling a little better. Your shoulder health. Yeah. We were talking about it yesterday. Yeah, because I was doing because I'm feeling a little wonky, I made sure that this will be the week I do kind of my more shoulder health routine. Because I try to do it every second week just to kind of keep things good. So I do it on I do my shoulder health thing 2 days in the week on my weeks that I'm doing it. So let me just finish this. One more. So what I'll do is before those exercises I showed you about doing like the rotator cuff, I do that on my chest days prior to when I actually start my stream. So I do them before, and then I do my warm up set when I start my stream and I'm on. And then this day of the week, I'll do these exercises, build up my shoulder endurance and strength, and go from there. They're helping quite a bit of discomfort. Nice. I'm glad it's helping, man. Yeah, I found that too. So I used to think my shoulders were perfectly fine, and I was going to. I think I told you guys about my buddy who's the physio or whatever, and he's the one who was saying he's like, no, your shoulders definitely aren't fine; they're a mess. And he's the one who kind of gave me like a little rotation of stuff to include every couple weeks or every other week as I'm going. And yeah, I have to say the same thing. It's made a difference in my training for sure. Even these, they look super easy and they're super light and kind of ridiculous looking when you see a big guy doing these tiny weights, but it's made a big difference. And even just doing the 8 it's crazy the type of burn I get, and I always feel this right shoulder here. When I start to come down, I feel it wants to like shrug up, so I have to like force myself to keep it down. And at first, you're like, "This is nothing. Why is this so hard?" Right? But as you get to like the fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth rep, you're like, "Okay, this is actually pretty tough." Oh, and I start shrugging even more. So I have to try to. One more. And I can feel it in my subscap, in the middle of my shoulder blades. But audible pop sound. Yeah, mine does that too. So yeah, that's it. Sounds like I know I'm an old man, so I'm probably having old man issues. But yeah, it's totally normal. And like it's like everybody has those little crunchies and stuff you got to kind of figure out. Mine's whenever I do the deep bench press. When I get deep, you just hear like the crunch every single time, and yeah, still get a decent pump. That's all that matters. Sinners, what's going on, brother? That's good to see you. Thanks for being here, man. Preparing for my exams. No, man, I totally get it. Exams take priority. Appreciate you still showing up and being here, man. It means a lot. We're at 212 subs now. We're kind of moving towards the 500 goal little by little, but appreciate you being here, man. Stiff bodybuilder stereotype. Yeah, yeah. And I get it totally. Yeah, I'm very lucky that I'm flexible. Like I kind of, my whole family actually. So my brother, I think I mentioned before, my brother is like overweight. Um, but he's always been very athletic. And even though he's like bigger, he'd always blow people's minds because if we played like road hockey and stuff as kids or playing hockey, he'd always go into like a full split to block shots. And he's like a bigger guy, right? So love you too, brother. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And I hope your exams are going well. Hope the studying's going well. So I've always been lucky that I'm flexible. And I think that's where the knots in my shoulder keep coming from. Cause I think the like my shoulder joint itself is flexible, but all the muscles are probably not strong enough to stay as tight as they should be. And they get like strains and stuff here and there. So too flexible is also a bad thing. Okay, go back one more here. Ooh, so all pretty good. Exam papers and projects due soon. Oh no. Hopefully all stuff you can get crushed pretty quick. Certain age, they don't realize it could happen at age. Yeah, 100%. Like you can get strains, pains, pulls, tears, all that stuff can happen whenever, right? I found when I hit So a bit of advice for you young guys. I found when I hit 30, call it like 38. Before that, I noticed like little stuff happening here and there, but once I hit 38 was probably when I noticed that like, yeah, there'd be days that I'd like get back in the gym when I normally would be recovered, and I wasn't quite as recovered as should have been, and stuff like that. So you start to notice it slowing down. But how's life going? Life's going pretty good, man. Work's been busy. Been back on the road a bit for work. I'm away again next week, so if you guys catch the stream, I'll be hotel gyms and big box gyms, but you'll see me there. Other than that, good. Got my incredible daughters and my lovely wife and fun stuff. I've been reading a really good book novel series now lately that I think all you guys who join me in the nerdy enjoyment of stuff would probably really like. I've been trying to get my wife into it too. She'll tell you if she's still in chat. I've probably been annoying her to get her to listen to the audiobooks, even though I've been reading the physical novels, but it's really, really good. So yeah, work's good. That's good. Tomorrow's free comic day. Taking my daughter out for breakfast and to go check out the free comic book day. And she's getting into that sort of stuff too. So it's a lot of fun. So we're doing the abs here. We're doing 140 to start. Oh, all right. That's actually surprisingly feeling pretty easy for the 15. We're going to hop up to 150. But I haven't worked abs in a while. Yeah, that's always my hardest part. When I switch to my cut from like my normal lifting, the hardest thing for me is always because I have abs or sets of ab exercises every day. And that's always my hardest thing to get back into because part of me wants to not because you're just so used to just the heavy lifts and then cardio and out, right? If I do cardio, but it's super important as you're dieting down to make sure you keep training your abs and keeping them strong. But I try to stick to progressive, same kind of progressive overload. So like heavy crunches, leg raises, stuff like that. Ooh, Zercher squats. Yeah, that's a really good movement. If your arms can take it, like your elbows can take it. Did you do it like resting in your elbow crevice, or did you do it like holding on to the bar up high? Some people do it different ways. So some people, for anyone who doesn't know Zercher squat, you do it one of two ways. You can do it supporting the weight up, kind of like a front squat and squatting, or you can do it supporting it inside your elbows into a front squat. Yeah, you did in your elbows. So that's a Zercher squat, but they are like intense. I prefer them here. I've seen the guys that do them holding it up here, and I don't get it. To me, my shoulders would give out before my arms did. But here, yeah, cradling it, it's tough, man. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, I find that way, way better for me anyway. Yeah, tough ass move. That's a really good movement, man, for total body strength too. You obviously can't squat the same amount you normally can, but try somersault squats if you get a chance. Those are like crazy. You need a Smith machine to do those, but they're kind of a similar thing, but they really get like that teardrop on the inside of your quads. Crazy. Feel like it. Yeah, it would strengthen your forearms for sure too. Definitely. All right, 150 here. killing me. Oh, we'll do one more there. Can you do pull-ups, push-ups? Then repeat the whole process 3 times? I could do that, Minato. I could do that a lot because I love burgers. I love chin-ups. I love burpees. The only thing is the burger and the burpees might not mix. It might make me want to throw up. But I appreciate the question. If you're here, drop a subscribe, drop a like, be part of the community, man. We appreciate you stopping by. That means you don't have the grip strength either, right? For how many seconds can you hold yourself in a pull-up position? Compared to my upper arms, forearms has never been my strong suit. Yeah, forearms are tough. So actually, that's why I actually added those forearm rolls, both sides with this guy. I think I show it all the time on stream. Because yeah, it builds a lot of strength. So oh, you're asking Jack Nerd. I thought you were asking me how long I could hold. I could hold for a little while. Never tried it. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't really do dead hangs in a pull-up position. I should. I've heard they're good for shoulder health, but I don't feel bad, Darius. I don't really tried it either because I don't really invest my time with the lifts instead of just holds and stuff. But I probably could stand to do some holds. Oh god. Oh, killer. It's worth it. Hangs are good. Yeah, I've heard various things though. I should try to do it. More than 225 for longer sets. Yeah. Yeah, even when I get to like when I'm in my 200s doing like chin-ups and stuff like that, which even now I'm still at 200 pounds doing my chin-ups and stuff, I tend to still like to use I'll do a set or two without the wraps, but I like to have the wraps too. Oh, abs are feeling like cooked. I still got to do the sets. Minato, remind me, are you subscribed? I think you are. I feel like I've seen you before on here. But if not, please join the community. I think you are. I think I've seen you around. We're on our way. Hopefully we've added some here, but we were at 212 today, so hammering the abs right now. Yeah. So normally I do my abs off stream. I usually do the rope crunch. So I do a mix of about 4 different exercises. I typically do, you guys have seen me do the decline crunch. I do the rope weighted, and I do the hanging leg raise, and then I'll do the flat laying on the bench with the cable around my toes leg raise. But yeah, I got to start going harder and staying accountable. So I want you guys to see and be a part of it instead of just always doing it off stream. So that's why I figured today, keep myself accountable. I'm going to go hard at it. Have you guys there with me? No excuses. These always kill me. One more. My abs are like toast by the end of it, but got to earn them, right? So by the time hopefully I get leaner, they'll hopefully be popping out by the end of it. That's the goal. for those of you that are following along and you want to know like the calories and stuff like that. But so my calories have stayed the same. I'm at around 2,600. So I was 27 at the end of my like lean bulk. So I only cut 100 calories for my first, I think for the first 8 weeks of my cut, 6 to 8 weeks, to see what happens, see how lean I get. Because you can see the volume of my program's gone up. So I put out more calories. Yeah, my maintenance is 26, so I'm right at maintenance. So you nailed it right on the head, Darius. That's exactly why I do it. Is I eat to my maintenance, and then I create a deficit by I don't change my cardio, I keep my cardio the same. I basically just add more volume through my sets. So I still train as hard as I would when I was lifting for like gaining, but I add more volume in terms of sets and reps and total exercises in the days. Cardio stays the same. Diet. So I basically create a 100 calorie deficit in my diet. I'd probably say I create like probably a maybe extra 150 to 250 calorie deficit with my activity. So maintenance is around 2650. I ate 5,000 calories today. Massive cheat day. Awesome. 7479. That's beautiful. We love those days. Drop a subscribe, I appreciate it. Appreciate you commenting. Subscribe and like. Be part of the community. 5,000 is a nice day. I love those days. Yeah, so it's 2650 is probably right. That's probably you got a decent amount of muscle. I have a slower metabolism, so I would say mine's probably around 27. I give myself like a 10%, 15% kind of buffer because like my family, I don't have the greatest genetics for staying lean. Maybe you guys see my family, you'd see what I mean. They tend to hold on to fat really easily. So my I don't want to blame genetics because that's not a blame because you still are in control of what you eat and what you do. Sorry, I'm also stalling because my abs are crooked. But yeah, so I say 2,600, even though if I calculate it, it'd probably be closer to 27. 2,650 sounds about right. You're a young guy too, so you can probably take extra few calories. You train heavy, so that's a big part too. We're gonna try extra two. We're gonna try for a full 8. And the abs are cooked. Oh, I'm the same way. Everything else could be lean. Still have a gut. Yeah, so I mean, a good rule of thumb that I hate to use that saying, but a good rule of thumb is to kind of cut yourself a 10% kind of leeway and try to stay, 10ish% under whatever the calculator gives you. And that you should see yourself tend to stay at the same weight or trend down a little bit, which is good if you want to stay lean. Like I know you're more focused on strength than muscle right now, so you probably don't care as much about the leanness. But for me, if I want to stay lean and as fit as I can, I do that 10% buffer on the minus side. And that helps me kind of trend the same or slightly down. And I can kind of keep that like little wave there. But when I'm bulking, I'll do the same thing, but up. Like I'll keep a 10% buffer up and I'll go like 27 to 28, maybe as much as 2,900. And then, like, yeah, same thing. You'll see me kind of stay the same, bump up and kind of float the opposite way. But then as I get into my cut, as I mentioned, the first 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks will be like this, just a very modest deficit. And then I'll cut a little bit more calories. So I'll probably go down to like 23 to 2,500 calories. And then I won't cut anymore. What I'll do is you'll see my activity change. And then that's like I'll add more cardio, like a second cardio most days, stuff like that to start moving my calories around. But I'll more try to keep as much muscle as I can, not go too crazy on the deficit. But if I can get up to 200 pounds pure muscle, not fat, yeah, man, you can 100%. Just keep doing what you're doing. You got all the right ideas. You're taking the right info from what you're looking at for sure. So thing is just to do it injury free. If I can give any advice from my years of doing it and like probably screwing up here and there, it's because I probably pushed too hard at times and got injured for longer periods and set myself back. Just, but it sounds like you got a good head on your shoulders because you've had like little strains and stuff here and there, and you stopped and got yourself healthy, and that's the way to do it. 20 pounds to go, you could totally do it, man. And yeah, you like you said, you're not even like fully on the supplement game. You're not really using any kind of pre. You said you're on. You use your creatine, right? Not on creatine because that sounds so wrong. But you're using creatine, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think so. Yeah. Okay. Good. So yeah. So you haven't even been using like pre-workout, anything like that. Not that pre-workout makes a tremendous difference, but it helps in terms of like shuttling nutrients and stuff. So, but yeah, you still got lots of room to still play with stuff there and grow, and you're gonna be good, man. You'll hit that 200 pounds in no time. But yeah, guys, appreciate you being here with me on a Friday night. I hope that was good. I appreciate you guys pushing me to do my abs. That was awesome. Just eat sugary snacks and water. That's it, man. Dried mango, the best. I gotta actually get back on that when I'm back in my bulking. That used to be my favorite pre-workout was a half a pack of dried mango and a half a pack at the end with the shake. Killer. No problem. Best thing to do. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Bassam. Like I said, I'm going to put up some options if you guys are following on Instagram. All my socials again are at Baddiedaddydiaries. Feel free to follow me anywhere there. I'm going to put up some ideas for things I was thinking about for like sweaters, t-shirts, hats, stuff like that. And just vote for me. What do you guys think are the better designs? Probably send some out to my day ones for you guys just to check out and to have. And yeah. Nice. Yeah, dried mango is awesome. It's a good choice. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Lots of love. Have a great weekend. I'll be on tomorrow doing legs. Thanks again for being here. Love you guys. If you're new here, please drop a subscribe, a like. And again, we'll see you 5 days plus a week doing cardio. And we'll see you next week. Or we'll see you Saturday. But yeah. All right, guys.